Maybe there are people here. I see two people. There's Sue. Yeah, I wasn't sure. I just changed the date on the other one, so hopefully people will figure that out. It was scheduled. Yeah, this is live Wednesday. No, we didn't have. Wasn't here yesterday. We didn't have class. So my kids have started back with school, and it's kind of chaotic, right? Because everything's on Zoom and everything's on whatever, and nobody is really sure their schedule. And so we had a scheduling conflict yesterday. I don't think normally anybody's going to be needing to use stuff in the mornings. I think it's just getting started now. But people are trying to figure out who's. I think my son's class is largely online, but some of my daughters are hybrid. No, they just weren't here. So yeah, that's it's just going to happen, right? So if I will be here if I'm doing class. I'll be here by 1:15. If I'm not here by 1:15, then we ain't doing class. And the same with you. I'll wait here for till 1:15, and then if nobody's turning up, then we won't have class. So let's make that rule. And then I will send an email when I can. I sent one yesterday, but it was later because I could not get to my my desktop to send like the distribution group. All I had was my phone. So yeah, the perils of technology. Technology is so excellent. There's so many things we get to do, but then we are also dependent on that. So when something is not working right or whatever, like you have a sequence that you follow, and if you can't do that, then you're kind of you got a problem. So yeah, yeah, it's very crazy. I think about I have a friend who's got like 4 young kids, and all different grades, doing homeschooling with them. I can't even imagine. I mean, I homeschooled my kids, but I was the teacher and the administrator, and I figured out what they needed to do and got it organized and such. I didn't have to coordinate with 4 different teachers in a couple different schools and everything online, and it's like a full-time job, more than a full-time job, on top of everything else that you do. So yeah, my daughter was getting super frustrated with the whole thing, because she's got 4 different classes with 4 different teachers from 4 different locations. Some of them are using the system that they have for the college. One of them's using their own system. They have the wrong book with the wrong access code at the bookstore. And of course, nobody will answer the phone at Dell Tech because everybody's working from home. So you have to call, and then eventually they'll call you back, but that may take 2 or 3 days. So, she was getting very frustrated. And I told her, as frustrated as you are, I'm sure the teachers and everybody else is just as frustrated, right? They're trying to figure this out as well. And if it makes if it makes us feel better, we're all in the same boat, right? It's not like everybody else is getting their phone calls returned and has the right book, and everybody is in a pit where they're trying to sort of dig themselves out of. So I think that's a good thing to remember. We talk about this in yoga, this idea that everyone's perception and everyone's reality is a little different. Um, but it's also the same, right? We're all going through these same shared experiences. So everything that's happening with COVID and all the different changes that we have to put up with and figure out, and something as simple as trying to open a bank account. My son's trying to open a banking account. Well, he's can do some online, but then he's got to go in person. But you can't go in person. You have to go to the drive-through and put your documents through the pneumatic tube, and it's there's just a whole learning curve, of how to get there. Um, so not everybody's doing as well with this as some. Um, as yogis, we are working to build this resilience within so that we aren't thrown by when things change, and we can, just deal with it. Um, but a lot of people don't have that. They don't have that interior strength, and they're very upset when things are different. Um, So it's something to remember that not everybody is as equipped to deal with changing circumstances as you may be. Um, and that everyone is having a hard time right now. So let's extend um, some patience and some understanding rather than immediately running to anger and upset. Not only, obviously, is that going to make the situation more difficult for everyone, but it's going to make you feel worse, right? Um, that anger is misplaced, and misplaced anger is, we don't know what to do with that, right? That just burns away inside. Righteous anger, right? When someone does you something wrong and you call them on it, um, you don't have to be abusive or um, terrible about it, but it's okay. You can be angry, and that is a normal response. It is you know it makes sense, right? That has a beginning, middle, and end. um, Anger that doesn't uh, the situation isn't warranting that, is about you, right? That is a release of something that's working away inside of you, and it doesn't go away as easily, right? It just kind of lingers. um, that's how we get, right, to be an angry, quote unquote, angry person. And if I hope it's not you, but if it isn't you, I'm sure someone like that, that's their go-to response is anger, no matter what. Doesn't matter what happens, how tiny or unimportant, their response will be to be angry. um, it's a very destructive emotion. uh, it's a heat within the body, um, and it actually uh, is a stressor on all of the organs of the body. Um, so we want to let go of that. We don't want to be, um, we want to have anger as our sort of appropriate response for appropriate situations, but that it isn't our go to. Our go to should be neutral, right? No response at all. Oh, think about it. What's really happening here? Um, why maybe has this situation come up? Think about, um, you know, when we have this little distance, right, between what happens and our response, there's a world that can happen there, right? We can think about, what am I feeling? Maybe why am I feeling that, right? Maybe I'm tired. Maybe I'm hungry. Maybe I don't feel that well. You know, what's driving this? Um, you know, is it appropriate? And when you find yourself having these inappropriate emotions, um, we can again choose to express them or not. We can just sort of let them go without putting them out on another person. Um, so we're going to get a lot of practice. That's about the only good thing I can say about uh, the past few months is that if you ever wanted to practice your equanimity and get really good at trying to have appropriate responses to the various situations in your life, you're going to get a lot of practice. Um, you're not going to always get it right. You're going to fly off the handle. You're going to do stuff that you wish you hadn't. But the important thing is to be honest with yourself. Don't try to justify it. Don't explain it away to yourself. Oh, but, you know, no. It's okay. It's okay to say, yeah, I screwed that up. Wow, I really should not have acted that way. And then do what you can to make amends, right? Tell that person that you yelled at, hey, I'm sorry. That was, me acting inappropriately. Um, take ownership of your bad behavior. Don't pretend that it was justified when it wasn't. Um, and I would say, even, righteous anger, you aren't, it doesn't empower you to be abusive or unpleasant to someone who makes you angry, right? We still have to think about, their feelings and our actions. You can tell someone you're angry. You can state your case. You can explain what's going on without being abusive. Um, one, because it's bad, right? It's bad stuff to do that to someone else. And two, it's not very effective, right? The minute you start um, abusing someone or being loud or angry in their face, confrontational in that way, they stop listening to you. They start getting angry or fearful um, and the moment that you could have sort of gotten your point across and um, been done with it is over, right? What you're probably just doing is escalating the situation, making things much worse for everybody. And you may think, right? I mean, I know, and I've spoken to people who believe that they have to do that, right? That there is something cathartic about yelling at people, that if they don't do that, they're going to feel worse. Believe me, you will feel worse after you do all those things. And not only will you feel worse, so will everyone else. And so will all of your relationships with these people. They will be damaged. So there are better ways to let that go. You can, again, breathe, release it, take a walk, do some exercise, um, go yell in your room, yell into a pillow if you have to, right? And I get that. Some people do need sort of that kinetic release of emotions, but we can choose where to do that. We don't have to just put that right on top of somebody. So remember, it's hard for everybody. Um, I don't think anybody here has a corner on the suffering. and the difficulty that um, people are going through. And just as you can't tell from looking at someone what their story may be, um, you can't say for sure. Some people may look like they're doing very well with everything that's happening, but they may not. They may really be struggling um, inside. So remember that. Treat people as if they're having a hard time, because they probably are. Um, and if you can help, offer a hand to help. Call your friends, check in with them, see how they're doing, see if there's anything you could do to help them. Maybe just checking in on them now and then would be good. Maybe they could use, you know, um, somebody to bring groceries, or maybe I've spoken to some people recently that have gotten kind of spooked about going to the grocery store. I don't know, like 6 months in, they were fine at the beginning. Now they're starting to get worried about it. I don't know. I don't know why. So, I go to the store for them sometimes. I mean, this is what we do for the people that we care about. Um, so if you need help, let me know. Um, let somebody know. Don't just struggle. And um, don't feel like you're alone. We are all together in this, just as we are all together in everything, right? But we forget that, I think, especially during easy times when everything is so easy and we can just do everything, go everywhere. We didn't realize how easy it was, right? Um, Now things are getting harder, and it's important to um, reach out if you need help. And believe me, people want to help. Um, that is that is a beautiful thing about human beings, is that we not only want to help, we have this great capacity to do this for other people. Um, I think what happens a lot of times is we don't know what to do, because people won't say. They're like, "Oh no, no, I'm fine." Right? So if you want help, if you need help, be specific. Say, "I could use this one thing. Could you do this one thing for me?" Or something, Um, and then just see. Um, we all have the capacity to help someone. Um, and believe me, one of the great things about helping other people is that it helps you. It takes your mind off of your own stuff, right? Um, and that's standard um, recommendations for people that are going through hard times themselves, is to try to reach out, right? Try to reach out to someone and see if you can help them. Um, it takes you out of your own head and your own like personal story of suffering, and it lets you see that everyone is needs some help. Everyone is having difficult times. I mean, this was true before COVID, believe me. We just didn't notice it as much, right? So be, try to be understanding, and if you need help, let someone know. And keep up your yoga practice. So, um, we were talking before that sometimes my kids are back in school, and sometimes, they preempt my appearances here if something's going on. And that's just how it's going to be. So I'm going to be here. That's why we have it scheduled 6 days a week, right? So on a great week, I will be here every day. On some weeks, there may be something that happens that means I'm not going to be here. So if I'm not here by quarter past, I'm probably not going to be here. So watch one of the other videos. We have like over 100 to choose from. But keep keep going. Keep doing your practice, regardless of what's happening. Also, next week, I'm not going to be here for the end of the week. I'll probably be here Monday, Tuesday, and then the rest of the week not here. But I'll let you know for sure as time goes on. Okay, practice. All right, my foot is hurting today. I think I just was sitting on it funny. All right, breathe, relax. And then bringing chin down toward the chest. Let your head hang. Move around. Big circle. And then reverse. Breath in, breath out. Lean forward, move around. One way and the other. Back up to your seat, arms wide. Take a deep breath. Exhale, hands together. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Interlace the fingers, lift the hands, we're gazing up. And then arms down by your side. Inhale, lift. And lower. Lift. Lower. Once more. Lifting up. Right hand down by your side, reach across. Switch. And then let's lift the shoulders, roll back. And forward. Right hand on left knee, left arm behind you. Sit up tall. Take a twist. Back to center. Switch sides. And back to center. Tabletop. Cat-cow for a few sets. Inhales. Exhales. Sitting back on the heels. Back to tabletop. Downward dog. Walk the feet up. Take a few breaths here. Rising up. Breath in, breath out. Inhale, lift the arms. Exhale, fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, right foot steps back. Drop the knee, arms overhead. Hands down to the mat. Stepping back. Downward dog. Inhale, high plank. And then lower down. Inhale, lifting up, halfway. Lower. Inhale, head and chest lift. And lower. Once more. Lifting up. And lower. Moving back up to tabletop. Downward dog. Take one more breath. Then right foot steps up. Left knee drops, arms overhead. Hands down to the mat. Back foot steps up and fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Lifting on the inhale, arms overhead. Back to mountain. Take a breath in and out. Inhale, lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, we're stepping back. With the left, drop the knee. Arms overhead. One more breath in, and then hands down to the mat. Step back. Downward dog. Inhale, high plank. Then lower down. Inhale, lift, head and chest. Lower. Inhale, lift. And lower. Once more. Lifting up. And lower. Back up, tabletop to downward dog. One more breath. Then we're stepping up with the left foot. Drop the right knee, arms overhead. And hands to the mat. Step the back foot up, fold forward. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lift, arms overhead. Back to mountain. Breath in and out. Let's step out to the side. So we're facing side of the mat, hands at the waist, relax the shoulders, and then leaning forward. Arms can come down to the mat or down the legs, whatever you want to do. Hands back to the waist. Use that, strengthen the legs, lifting up. Breath in, breath out. Turn to face front of the mat. Right leg is out, left leg behind. Interlace the fingers, shoulders draw back. Deep breath in, fold forward. Rising back up. Back foot steps to the front. Release the arms up overhead. You lean back a little. Back to mountain. Breath in, breath out. Stepping out. Facing the side again. This time we've got hands on the waist, and then we're going to bring them back. Right? So sliding the hands back, squeezing the shoulders back. Take a deep breath here, and then we're going to lean forward. Moving back up. Release the hands down. Arms up overhead. Interlace the fingers, flip the palms. Just stretch up. And then hands back by your side. Turning. So now left foot is out, Right foot behind, facing the front of the mat or the back of the mat, whatever you have set up here. Hands together, shoulders back. Take a deep breath. Fold over that front leg. Rising back up. Back foot steps to the front. Lift the arms. Back to mountain. Breath in and out. And then let's come on up top of the mat. Lift the arms. Lean back. And fold forward. Inhale, lift. Exhale, we're going to step back, downward dog. Move forward to your high plank. And then lower down. Head turns right. Arms by your side. Bring your head back to center. And we're going to get ready for Cobra. So we've got hands about chest height, resting the palms on the mat. Tops of the feet rest on the mat. And then we're going to start lifting up head and chest. Hover the hands. So we're just using that strength in the body to lift you up. And lower down. Head to the left. Relax. And back to center. Setting up for Sphinx. Resting on the elbows and the forearms. Palms are resting on the mat or on the floor. Tops of the feet rest on the mat, maybe a little wider than you have them normally. We're going to press down with the hands and the arms. pull the shoulders back. Steady gaze. You can always move up into seal if you want. But you don't have to, right? Just resting in Sphinx is fine too. And then just lower down. Set the forehead on the hands or the chin. Relax. And then we're going to extend the arms. And then rolling onto one side. I'm going on the left side. So I'll be facing you, but it doesn't matter which side you start on. You can leave the arm extended, or you could rest the head on your hand. We're going to bend this top knee, reaching for the knee or the leg. Extend, right? If you can grab a hold of the toe, that's, an easy way to keep things straight. But whatever you've got, is fine, right? We're just extending as much as possible, trying to balance here. If you feel very unstable, you might bend this bottom leg, bend it in, give yourself a little kickstand behind, right? And just see how this works today. Then release it down. And we're going to switch, rolling on to the other side. Same thing. And then release it down. And we're going to be on your back now. So you might have to scoot back over if you got off the mat like I did. So just resting on the mat for a few breaths. And then we're going to hug this right leg in. Got the hands behind the knee. And then we're going to lower that right knee out to the side, out to the right, opening up the hip. Knee back to the center, draw it across the body. back to center, extend it, and we're gonna switch legs. So now left, we're hugging it in. Lower, left knee out. Moving back to center, across the body now, rolling up on the right hip. And then back to center. Let's bring the soles of the feet to the mat. And we're going to set up for bridge, but if you want to do supported bridge, I'm going to do supported bridge today. You're welcome to. You could do either one. You got your block, lifting up, bringing that block under. If you don't have a block or aren't feeling like supported bridge today, I don't know anyone who doesn't want to do supported bridge, but who knows? It could happen. Then just do a regular bridge and just stay up as long as you want and then come on back down. And then we're setting back down. Soles of the feet together, knees apart. Take a few breaths. Bring knees back to center. Them into the chest. Rock a little side to side. Happy baby here. So reaching for maybe the instep or hit the ankles, whatever you can reach here. And then we're drawing the feet up toward the ceiling. So the knees are kind of pointing toward the armpits. You can stay here, or if you want to move a little, your choice. And release. Extend the legs, and then lower down. Find a comfortable place for Shavasana. Moving now bringing some movement back into the body and making your way up to a seat. We'll bring hands together, breath in and out. Thank you for taking time this morning for yoga and for sharing it with me here. I hope you have a really great Wednesday. Namaste. Great. Thank you for coming to class. Let's do some meditation. 5 minutes. You know you can do it. Ugh. My cushion doesn't feel that great today. I don't know. Anyway, find something comfortable way to sit. Cushion, sitting on a chair, sitting up against the wall. Maybe you want something to support your back. That's fine. Closing the eyes. Relaxed arm position. Keeping the shoulders relaxed. Finding that focus on nothing in particular, right? We're trying to find that place, the space between the thoughts and the images. What is there when those things pass through? opening your eyes and coming back to awareness. Deep breath in and out. Okay, so there you go. A little meditation. Deb, yeah, short fuse experience yesterday. I mean, we all have them. It's good to notice that, right? And again, making it about us and not about the other person or the situation, right? It's how are we handling the situation. So I remember seeing a thing online, and um, it was something to the effect of, what are you carrying, right? So are you carrying a glass of water, or are you carrying a glass of scalding hot coffee? So depending on which one you're carrying, if someone bumps into you, the the result could be very different, right? If you spill a little water, no big deal. If you spill hot coffee all over yourself, that's a big deal, right? So it's not so much the action of what's happening, but what are you holding? What does that do to you, right? Are you on edge already? Are you just looking for something to go crazy about? So try to keep that nice clear glass of water, right? Don't drink your coffee and be done with it. Don't carry it around with you all day, right? You're just looking for a scald then. Okay, enjoy your Wednesday. No, not terrible weather, not great weather, just meh weather. It's okay. And I will be back tomorrow.